Ah man, look at this, look at this, look at this. Bro, help me film this, man. With
University
no,
of Lagos used to be
keep
like
your hands very steady.
Yeah, it used to be like
Just
this.
let it roll.
University of Lagos. Even
No, don't
used to
move.
be like
Just
this.
keep it. Yeah,
Come in.
and let it do its work.
No, University of Lagos.
You can bring your angle down a little bit.
It's no longer a campus.
Wow, this is like different, all different. Yeah.
Yeah.
You capture it. Yeah, camera.
It's monitoring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like different. Yeah.
This is it.
Isn't this beautiful? It is beautiful, man. And to see that it's not lost its quality. No. They have the maintenance in place for the physical structure, and I'm sure the school education-wise too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is I think the between 6th and 10th Africa.
Oh wow. Well,
In the first 10.
yeah.
Between 6, 10, in terms of ranking, right?
Oh wow.
Well, the other gate to be honest. You have to pay cost to go here, Jamaica.
The statue,
Is somebody reading a book?
somebody reading and holding up a
A torch, yeah.
That sculpture happens, I don't know about it.
Is he holding up the torch to read?
Yeah.
Because maybe there's no light or
That's
something.
right. That part is not available.
To enlighten
No, but
himself.
you know we did it. You needed to study on
we all did it.
and there's nothing you get a lamp.
Just go out there and study.
You have a test or something coming up.
There's no excuse to your teacher then. Hey,
So you
there was
just-
no power at all.
You actually,
Yeah, I was going to do that anyway. So when I get it, I will go.
I know. I have this for you.
I don't have any money now.
Just to bless me anything from your heart.
Black people boycotted the bus system.
Okay.
They did not use the bus system at all. They found
Coming to pass.
Prophecy.
Africa will one day give to Europe.
Yeah.
Captured all the grapes.
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Grab my babies. But that's it. There you go.
What's the color of the
Can we get a picture? I'm not even sure. The big bullet. I went to ask my mom.
You want it looking out, or are you looking out, or are you looking here?
Mark Tete. Yes, please. I am the guide. We are doing a walking tour. Those of you who have been here before, you know it's taking us about some 45 minutes. So we are walking. Now, as we walk, photos are free. You can ask all the questions. Comment, I equally welcome. But I'll begin first with a quick introduction. Now, this is historic Cape Coast Dungeons. But ladies and gentlemen, the word Cape Coast itself, it is a corrupted Portuguese word from the word Cabo Corso, which means short cape. And British corrupted that one into Cape Coast. And this structure we are in now is the youngest and the last slave dungeon in Ghana. For this country, we have 3 of these major dungeons and several of the forts along the coast that were built by Europeans. But the first one is at Elmina. Have you been to Elmina? There's one at Elmina, built in 1482 by Portuguese. We have one in the capital, built by those from Denmark in 1661. And this was started by the British in 1665. So basically, this is the youngest among the 3. And this was built at the time transatlantic slave trade started on the continent of Africa for some 200 years already. Because this slave trade started at the Elmina dungeons, but not this one. And that was during the 1500s, when in the history of the whole world, there was this man called Christopher Columbus. He said he discovered Americas, which we know that was not the truth. So when he said so, Spanish people actually moved from Europe to those places, and they established their plantations where they needed labor to work. So they tried to use the indigenous people, called the Native Americans, or the Red Indians, to work for them. But according to the same Europeans, they said those people were not strong and they were dying from diseases. So there was a Roman Catholic bishop. His name was Bartolomeo de las Casas. He then suggested to the Spanish people to look for alternative sources of labor to replace the Native Americans. What happened was that even before the start of the transatlantic slave trade, that European came to build these structures like this along the coast of West Africa. There was what we call the Trans-Saharan trade, which the Arabs enslaved some Africans through the Saharan desert to Europe. So, and when those people got to Europe, they taught Europeans mathematics, science, engineering, long time ago. So some of those people were taken from Europe, especially from Spain and Lisbon, to the New, and they tried them. And the first place those black people were taken to was called Hispaniola. You know Hispaniola? Today's Haiti and Santo Domingo. They were taken there and they tried them, and they proved to be physically strong. So at first they were taking Africans from Europe to the Americas to work, but with time, Africans sent to Europe by the Arabs actually got finished because there were not many. So they had to come back to Africa again to take the blacks to the farms. And that was the time Portuguese built the Elmina Castle, which is not far from here. Portuguese came to Elmina in search of gold, because this country was once called Gold Coast. So gold brought the white men. They will tell you they came to spread Christianity. Please, that was not the truth. They came because of natural and human resource. So Portuguese who were at Elmina in search of gold were given a legal license by the Spanish people. And they called that one Asianto, to transport Africa from Elmina to the Americas, to the whole of West Africa. Portuguese started the slave trade. They were at Elmina for 150 years, buying and selling black people. Then Dutch attacked them, 1637. So Dutch, they attacked the Portuguese. So Dutch were at Elmina for 50 years. The British also came here. British got to this place 1664. When they got here, Dutch who were at Elmina occupied this land. So British fought them, 1664. They defeated them. And 1664 was the same year a state in North America called New York, then New Amsterdam, changed hands from Dutch to British. The same year British conquered the Dutch. So when the British defeated the Dutch, they started the construction. The construction went through stages. It went through demolition, addition, demolition. They built it over 100 years using free and cheap African labor. The way they designed it, the dungeons, they kept 1,300 human beings at a given time. Men like me were 1,000, women 300. They stay minimum 2 weeks to 3 months, all because of availability inside the dungeon, or because of availability of ships. But 1807, British passed a law said they stopped this trafficking. And that was led by one William Wilberforce. 1814, Holland also did the same thing. Now from then to 1860, Africa, slave trade didn't stop. That continued for 40 years. So they can name the 40 years illegal. So everything ended 1860. After that, they used this structure as a colonial administrative center. The British controlled the castle up to the time Ghana regained independence on the 6th of March 1957. Now our leaders moved the British out of the building. So the structure, as you see it today, 2025, it is 360 years. That's the age of this one. Elmina, the oldest, is 360. Are you closer to 360 years? Elmina the first is some 543 years old. But before construction started also, in 1665, this land changed hands from Portuguese, through Swedish people, through Danish, through Dutch, and to the British. That happened within 10 years, from 1654 to 64. So when the British conquered the Dutch and they built the dungeons, British knew other whites would attack them. So you see these cannons, where you took the pictures, all those cannons. These cannons were brought to attack other Europeans who wanted to take over from the British. So these are weapons. These ones are their bullets. These are the unused ones. So this is in a way a small intro before we begin. But before we begin, you saw this arc here, the archway. See bricks. This is what they used to build the castle. They brought these ones from England. They brought these things to balance their ships to Africa. Going these Africans as balance away. There was no cement when they were building the castle. So they built these castles using grounded sea shells. They crushed them. And they mixed that with lime powder and then palm oil. And the foundation of the dungeon is a rock. They built this entire structure on a rock. That is why for years the building is solid. So just a short intro before we go. Let's start from here. Yes. So within the dungeons, there are cells in the dungeons. This is one of the cells, but this one we are going to enter. So you see the way when they were coming out, when they were coming, saw the way they went low. So you have to go low like that. So let's go straight into the cell. Watch your heads. Straight into the cell. Obele enye confirm from you. Okay. But now let's go. Okay, wait. If can it be? Let's go inside, please. Watch your head. Watch your head, watch your head. Watch your head and go inside. This is not a comfortable place, but this was a cell. For that matter, condemned cell for innocent people like us that British kept in the dungeon that we are yet to see. And our ancestors were maltreated in the dungeon, chained. So some of them were fighting British. They wanted freedom from there. Those wanted freedom. People like us, they'll bring them here. The cell has 3 doors at a time. A door here removed, second in the middle, and the last one. They will lock all the 3 doors. They won't give them food, no water. Then they kill them. They died through starvation. We are only the last door left. But look at it, we are sweating here. But today nobody is dying. And the people who killed Africans like this were all Christians. They had a church on top of the dungeon. They go to church. But this is how they kill the people, the Christians. Let's go this way. Watch your head.
So-called Christian. Good.
Watch your steps.
It's two
Watch
of
your,
them.
watch your head.
Capacity, what
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
And the third one.
It is well. I got you.
Windows of Western are bending.
Cell of no return.
So we survived the condemnation. But look, between this and... So this is the last dungeon. Please don't block the entrance. Some people are going out. And look at this floor. This is all solidified ancestral waste. This floor has not been excavated. So there are bricks down. And this had 1,000 people. So out of the 1,000, this had 200. Out of the 1,000, by the time they were ready to go with them, a lot died. Those who survived, they marched them from their chain. When they reached here, those days, there was a hole at the back of this white cloth. They called that one a tunnel. So they forced the men through the tunnel to the door of no return. Nobody came back again. But the tunnel was closed by one British governor called George McLean. He did that to signify the end of the trade. But when you go outside, we shall see part of the whole briefly. When they bring them from the darkness to where we are gathered now, because they stay here for a month and more, some of them were sick and weak. When they got to the sick ones, they selected them. They sent them to this small room to go and wait, just to allow those who were strong to go. That was why the British created this window. They created this for them to see who's sick and who's not sick. So they called this dungeon selection room. This is a shrine which was not here. But we must know that before Europeans came to Africa with their Christianity and Islamic religion, that was also brought by the Arabs. Before these two religions came, Africa, this is our religion. People prayed to God through smaller God. They knew God a long time ago. And then there was discipline and order with this. But when Europeans came and occupied this space and they built the dungeon, they stopped the owners of the shrine to come closer to offer libation. So the locals came for the shrine to their community. So when the British left, they brought it back here. This was brought in 1960. They call it Nana. My fellow Ghanaians here. You see, that is where we came from.
What you were saying to me.
There's just some conversation between them. Yeah. So this is where we came from, where the shrine is. So there's a passage from there. So from there, the men will start the journey underground. So what you see? So where these people are standing, they are on a hole. So they go underground to the ships. These are graves. They bury a lot of people here. But they identify a few of the graves. This is for an African. These are for Europeans. So you can see that even in death, there was separation. Black man here, British over here. But the people separated us. They were Christians. So black person, British. So if they love you, would they put even the dead apart? They would have put them together.
They won't even enslave you, so let's just go.
So that's the point. So this man is for somebody called Philip Kweku, Ghanaian name, Ghanaian Wednesday born. But the whites corrupted the Kweku into Kwaku, but they couldn't pronounce our names properly. This man, his father worked with the white. As a matter of fact, before all these things became possible, some of the Africans were involved. I'll talk about that one soon. So his father was one. So because of that, they took the son to England, trained him as a pastor and a teacher. He came back to the country, then Gold Coast. He was assigned to preach in the church. He preached to mulatto children, not to the British. Kweku worked for the British for the rest of his life. Died October 17, 1816, 75 years of age. So because he worked for them, that was the only reason why they honor him with a barrier. Apart from this man, all the people like us who died, they are still in the sea. They buried them in the sea. They threw them into the sea. Let's go this way. They had children for them. They were mulattoes.
I want you to define that mulatto.
Mulatto is a mixed race, black and white children. Europeans, when they got here, they didn't come to this part of the world with their wives because of malaria. Malaria killed them. So when they were coming, they decided to leave their wives back in Europe to take care of their children. But British men who were here were adults, and they were not priests, so they couldn't stay with that woman. So they raped the African women. Some of the women got pregnant and had children who were mixed race, black and white. Those ones were the ones that go to the church. And they taught them, and they had a school for them where they were taught how to read and write. And later, they became part of the Europeans. They worked for them. They became translators for them as well. So that's the mulatto. These are for Europeans. So clearly, in death, there was big separation. That is for somebody called C.B. Whitehead. He was a soldier, died 1812, 838. We don't know what killed Whitehead till now, 2025 November. This was George MacLean. Do you know about MacLean? Names like MacLean, MacDonald, McCarthy. These are Scottish names. He came here 1830. MacLean came to close the tunnel. Before MacLean came, people were going through the hole. He blocked the tunnel. He started a court up there called MacLean's Hall because slave trade lasted in Africa 400 years. Did you hear that? This trade lasted 400 years on our soil. After that, British colonized Ghana for 113 years. So we are talking about 513 years of Europeans imparting negatively on this continent of Africa. So colonial time, the capital was here, moved to Accra, 1877. So that was British law court. MacLean was also the architect of the bond of 1844. He stayed in the building 17 years. You know what killed this man? Mosquitoes. He died 1847 from malaria, 46 years of age. That is the wife of MacLean, called Letitia Elizabeth Lendon. She was the only white woman who came around during the entire period of this trafficking. About 2 months, she was found dead. There were a lot of rumors when she died. Somebody said she was killed by malaria within 2 months on arrival. The other one said because MacLean stayed longer, MacLean wasn't going to England again. MacLean has gone in for an African woman called Miss Bannerman from Accra. So when Letitia came to hear of that story, out of jealousy, she took some poison and died. But the last one said that the woman that MacLean was going out with, they said the woman was a beautiful woman. And she wanted to have MacLean forever as the husband. So when Letitia came, the Ghanaian woman posed as a servant, then poisoned Letitia so that she would get MacLean to marry. So these are the theories surrounding the death of this lady. So till now, 2025 November, I don't know what killed Letitia. But she died. She died 1837, 10 years before the husband died, age 36. So what do you think killed Letitia?
Only God knows.
This is a reservoir. And this was built by British people. They store water here. They do rain harvesting then. So there are some pipes around this building. Whenever it rains, they will harvest all the water and store this one here. So this rain harvesting, we have 2 of them. They depend only on this.
Okay, it's not coming from this.
No, it's not coming from this. It rains. But this one is pipe. But whenever it rains, we do harvest water into this one. You took some,
today.
yeah, if you have to today. We took some pictures. Where you were taking the pictures, you were in the tunnel. You didn't know. So there's a hole from there all the way to the door of no return. So let's see part of the tunnel go to the door of no return. Which one? No, these ones are they were storerooms.
Okay. And what's
Storerooms.
Over in the corner there's this one that says cellar.
No, apart from the cell.
Okay.
Hello? Where these dustbins are. All the rooms down here.
the offices?
Storeroom, storage.
Oh, okay.
Where they store sardine, sugar, mirrors, champagne,
For them to
smoking pipe. I'm coming. Smoking pipes, tobacco. And that these goods were used in exchange for ancestors. It was barter.
trade by barter.
You know barter?
Yes.
Barter trade. Okay, guys. Shh. Get closer. Let's get closer. The teacher is here, right? If there's any problem, you ask me. So they were asking about these rooms, and I'm saying they were storerooms where they store sugar, sardine, tobacco, second-hand clothing, smoking pipes, champagne. Those ones were used in exchange for slaves. Now I want to tell you how They got the people first before they exchanged with these things. There were several ways of getting the blacks into the dungeons. Europeans captured some physically using guns. 2, Europeans worked with some black people to get other black people. Do you understand that statement?
Yeah.
Before they can get you today, you and destroy you, they'll use an insider against you. So to me, nothing has changed. Some black people called slave raiders, like armed robbers of now, were armed. They were going raiding villages, burning down houses, capturing people to the Europeans in the payment of what they gave them. Some of them were deceived that they were taking them abroad for a good living. They also accepted the offer. Today, what do we see? Because we have more churches in Africa than industries. Our youth are running away and they will die on a desert. Is that not the truth? If all the churches in Africa are industries and factories, will the youth be running to Germany and Europe to go and work and they will die on a desert? I'm asking a question. Let's face it.
That's your perspective.
No.
But that's the truth.
That is the truth.
There is a truth.
If all the churches you see in Ghana alone, if all the churches, even half, are factories to produce, they used to get job to do. But they don't have jobs, so they are running and they will die on the way. People deceive them, come to majority was ethnic conflicts, intertribal wars. And I believe you know that before Europeans came to Africa, what I'm saying, you might not be happy, but that is a fact. I'm telling you the truth. The truth is bitter, but until we swallow the bitter pill, Africa will remain like this. The last one that brought majority was ethnic conflict. You know, before Europeans came to Africa in 1471, there was no geopolitical boundaries. I believe you know that. We had kingdoms, empires, African states. So the chiefs would fight each other over a boundary just to expand their territory. Sometimes they fight over land they perceive to be rich of gold or any natural resource. But before Europeans came, our leaders would fight with bows and arrows that they made locally. When they go to war with these things, after a long fight, one tribe will lose the war. The losers will be taken as domestic slaves. They will come and serve in their homes. Those people, they had some amount of freedom. They could marry, raise free children. They could acquire property. Later, they were integrated into the family system. They had no danger for them like this, no. They were not chained. They were also not taken to Europe and Americas. They were free people in society. And I believe that system of slavery has been with human from time immemorial. Let me give an example. In Ghana, I can tell you on authority that not long ago, if you own somebody, you hasn't got that amount of money to pay, you can allow your son or your daughter to go and serve the one you owe for a number of years just to pay the debt. How many are Ghanaians and do you remember that system? You know, thank you. To the period of which work, I'm using Ghana as a case study because I'm a Ghanaian. So if you are working like that as a woman, if you are working as a slave and you are a woman and you are beautiful with a good character, and somebody from the master's family should get married to you, automatically you will free yourself from being a slave to be part of the family, because there's no way any man can enslave his wife. But when Europeans came here, they capitalized on the system we had. So they brought guns to our leaders who were chiefs. They added the sardine, tobacco, all these things they were given to them. And Africans thought these things were free. Remember, they brought the guns to replace the then bows and arrows that people were using. If you know how fast the guns can destroy. They would tell that they need the guns to protect themselves. The same guns to fight the other tribe, take everything. By so doing, they deepen the division among the already divided Africans. The guns get to our chiefs. They organize themselves with their weapons against the other tribes, divide and conquer. So the more they go to the war, the end result was to get people like us in exchange for European sardine, tobacco, and today you have Africans eating sardine every day. They'll go and buy, they'll eat sugar, they will smoke, they will drink champagne. What has changed? That's the question I'm asking you. Has something really changed? People who work, they will take a salary to go and drink. Is that not the truth? Okay, let's carry on. Through this was a monitoring point. They don't come outside from the dungeon. They walk through this. So look at it, then we go to the end. Drink. To the ships. No, they don't walk with them. Only us who walk through, even on our own soil. They were in the open space, our people walk in the darkness. You remember we entered a cell from the beginning. Do you remember that cell, my brother?
Yes.
And I said that was a condemned cell. This was a cell. This cell was designed for some of the female captives that British wanted to rape, but the women refused. Europeans didn't come to Africa with their wives because of malaria, so only men came. But British men who were here were adults, and they were not priests, so they couldn't stay alone, so they raped the African women anyhow. But sometimes, if they wanted to rape women like you, be fighting, those who refuse, they would lock them here. They would stay for 1 whole week for punishment. They were doing that for others to see, so that tomorrow when they approach you, what will you do? What will you do? I want you to respond. You give up. But they were Christians, so.
But some revolted. I saw one video, some of them revolted.
Yeah, some of them refused. And they punished them here. I go.
Amen.
They rape, they were Christians. That's definitely. Yes.
But will you be saying Christians? Exactly.
Oh, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm telling you what happened.
But you are mentioning Christians 1,000
You didn't bring the Christianity to us. So they brought it. So I'm talking about them. So please don't take it as personal something. I'm talking about what they did, not what you did. It's not you.
And what you heard.
Yes. What I've learned. The holder was where they go to toilet. So please don't take it personal. You are not a British. I'm talking about white British. That was where they go to toilet. They pass food and water through here. Once in a day, sometimes twice. We are going to the female section. This way. We are going to the female dungeon.
Is it all right to assume the female dungeons were closer to the door of no?
See, 1, 2, 3 were the windows for the women. Women were 300, 150, 150. And women shouldn't have been taken as captives. But because the Africans were taken to go and work for Europeans on their farms in the Americas and the Caribbean, they needed more people to work for them. And it was expensive for Europeans coming to Africa to transport Africans to the New World. But it was cheaper for young women like you to go and give birth. So when the women got there, they forced them to multiply in their millions. They used them to work 400 years. $1, £1, £1 was not paid to them up to today. So frankly speaking, Africans, our sweat made them whom they are today. So when you see them, tell them they should give Africa a break. Right? This dungeon, women were treated like the men. Women would go to toilet. They would urinate. At the end of every month, women pass their menstruations. Just imagine that. They passed their menses here 3 months. They didn't clean their teeth. They did not bath. No sanitary pad. But upon all this treatment given to them, Europeans still rape the women in these dungeons. So anytime they wanted to rape, there are some rooms at the top. They'll come down. They'll come and open this. And the other one, they'll look through like this. Then they'll select a woman to go and rape. Those who refuse, they punish them in that cell. Some of them became pregnant. So when they're ready to go, pregnant women were freed. They built houses for them in Cape Coast Town with bricks like this. They allowed them to stay there. They became free. They gave them everything. When they gave birth, sometimes they would free their mother with a child. And they would take care of their mother and the baby up to like 10 years. They'll go and take the light-skinned baby from the mother. They'll bring the mother here again to come and suffer as a slave. Master, so if I say they are Christians, don't get annoyed. This is what they did. They were European Christians.
Europeans, that's it.
European Christians. And the mulattoes were the one that I said they go to the church, you remember? And Philip could preach them because they were their blood. And they were not made slaves. And because they were mulattoes, these people gave their names to those children. They were proud giving names to them. That is how come along the coast of Ghana, where the whites settled, we have light-skinned people. And some of the Ghanaians who have European surnames. We have Ghanaians who have surnames like Van Dyke, Van der Poy, Bartels, Da Costa, De Souza, Johnson, Coomson, Ferguson, Morrison, McLean, Chinnery, Coker, Brown, Bruce, Hughes, Williams, Jackson, Thompson, Ferguson, all the sins. Most of them. Guns. It happened along the coast where the whites settled. They settled on the Fanti land here, Sekondi, and Accra. So along the coast, they have these names. You are a Ghanaian. Listen, you are a Ghanaian. Your surname is Chinnery, Forson, Williams, and you are happy. Oh my God. Yes, these names are slave names. So if I'm one of them, I'll take that name quickly for my family. They are not names we should be proud of. Before Europeans came to do this on our soil, Africa, we are not having these names. We are typical African tribal names that if they mention, you know that this person is a Yoruba, an Ashanti, a Gan, an Ewe. Our tribal names are to identify us, which tribe we belong to. And the whites couldn't pronounce Neokai. And the European couldn't pronounce our names, and they corrupted our names. And listen, that is one of the major reasons why it is becoming very, very difficult for all the millions of Africans in the diaspora coming back to Africa and finding it difficult to identify their direct tribes. Because if you come to Ghana today with all these slave masters' names, you can't find any tribe like that. We don't have. Let's come. Yeah, I believe in God. I know there's God. There's God. You can't run away from that. But the system that the people put in place,
I agree.
we must talk about it.
I agree with you. You're right.
That is not helping anybody. If you try to cover up 100 years to come, Africa will be like this. If you go to Europe, all their churches they change them to something different. But we are building more churches. So look at the door of no return. This is it. The door was here, but it is not the original place. The original was quite small and narrow, which was designed for one person at a time. So they'll bring a woman from this to chain, men from the tunnel. They go through, nobody came back again. And they made a door bigger like this during British colonial time. Because let me tell you something. I told you after slavery went through colonialism for 100 years. And then Europeans were taking raw materials from this colony to go and develop England. So anybody who is a Ghanaian, you remember there were some old railway lines in Ghana that collapsed. Who is a true Ghanaian here? You live here. Are you Ghanaian? You live in Ghana? You live here, my sister? Do you know about this old railway line that collapsed from Accra to Prestia, Kede, Obuasi? Yeah. They built the railway lines to where we have the minerals, and they looted it away for over 100 years. But they were Christians. Don't forget about that.
It's okay. That's fine. Just whatever is on the
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about Europeans.
Yeah, that's fine.
So don't take it personal, please.
It's okay.
So at that time, they made the door bigger so that all the raw materials we were to go through. Because they would bring them from the hinterland. Later they were taken away. And currently, England has the largest gold reserve in the whole world. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Where do the gold come from?
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
From here.
But they are keeping it there.
Yeah.
They are keeping it in England. And this they are rich. Thank you. Just about 2 years ago, the Ashantis fought. They got some of their looted materials. And they told
It's original one that they brought.
so there are some are original. But they said they loan it to the Ashantis.
I don't believe it's original.
No, some are original. And they said they loan it to them. You looted things from me, and I want to get it. You say you are loaning it to me.
I know. That's
Sometimes
very annoying.
that's very annoying.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's very annoying. They are still keeping some. If you go across Europe, there are a lot of looted material things from Africa. They are keeping in their museums in Europe.
My brother, I agree with you. Even
So-
me, I'm upset.
So from here, If you go through as a black person, you will lose your identity. You will lose your culture, respect, and everything. From this door, some of the captives were taken to North America, United States. Places like Jamestown in Virginia, North and South Carolina, and all the regional British colonies in America. If you know about the 13 British colonies in the US, those states, those who went to take from here. Some went to England, Liverpool. And Liverpool was the biggest slave harbor in the whole of Europe, Liverpool. When you go there to see the harbor. Some of them, so me when they play soccer, no matter how I love soccer, I will not support Liverpool. Some went to Bristol, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, including Barbados. But those who went to Brazil, they were taken from Almina Castle by Portuguese, because Brazil was a Portuguese colony. Some of the Brazilians were taken from Angola and Congo. But if you talk about Suriname, Dutch Guyana, Curacao, those who went, they were taken from Almina Castle by the Dutch. Those who went to the French Caribbean, they were taken from Senegal, Gorée Island. Those who went to Haiti, they were taken from Benin and some part of Nigeria. And interestingly, Brazil received the largest number of slaves from Africa. Brazil got 47% of the entire slaves from Africa. And Brazil is the third largest black population in the whole world, outside Nigeria, in Ethiopia. As of today, 2025 November, Brazil have a black population about 93 million. Did you hear that? There are 93 million blacks in Brazil only. So if you take from Brazil through Central America to Caribbean to Europe and North America, all those blacks there, if they were to remain in Africa or be here and work to develop Africa, do you think if you drive on our road, you see potholes on our roads? God, Africa wouldn't be like this.
We will develop, don't worry.
Good. When?
Very soon, you don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's your son. Have faith, have faith.
African Christians will do.
We'll turn it around. We're coming
It's African.
Listen, I get you. Don't worry, I get you. By the time you do this every day, you'll be angered. I get it.
It's African Christians to develop it.
I feel you. Okay. Even the first day we came, after 1 week, I was still angry too. Right? So imagine if I was doing it every day. I hear you. Yeah.
And the sea was here at the time. So after going through that, they put them on canoes. Then they go to the bigger ships. Because this construction was done here, it was done from a few years ago. It was not here. This is a fishing village. So take some pictures in 2 minutes. After that, I was playing the Dove Return. Now I'll tell you a few things, then we return and finish. So take some pictures. It was a staircase that the white used.
The return came 1998.
Yes, sir.
We had a ceremony in Ghana called Emancipation 98. During that time, skeletons of two black people, they called them Samuel Carson from New York. He was a naval officer by profession. Then Madame Krista from Jamaica. The two remains were brought to Accra. That's where we are gathered this afternoon. They were in two caskets. This door was open. They were taken through to where I show you the graves for a short African funeral ceremony. From there, the remains were taken to a town called Asin Manso. How many of you know about Asin Manso?
We are coming from there.
Okay. That's where the slaves, before they got to the dungeon, they had a stopover and they bathed for the last time. Look at the journey from Mali, Niger, Salaga to the south. They were made to walk. Many died on the way. When they got to Asin Manso, they had a stopover, they would bath, they would shave their heads, smear them with shea butter. From there, when they arrived in this castle for 3 months, they didn't allow them to bath before they were taken away. 3 months, they didn't bath. So the remains were taken to that place for reburial in 98. That is why we have renamed the door of return. It means out of the millions taken out by Europeans for 400 years, two remains were brought. And that is telling everybody that at least once in our lifetime, we should come to Ghana, for that matter, Cape Coast dungeons, and go through the door of return. That is exactly what you have done today, 5 years after the year of return. So I am so proud of you for returning. I'm proud of you. So let's return and finish.
Thank you.
Glory to Jesus.
This is this is Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. This was to welcome Michelle Obama because her ancestors were enslaved from this dungeon. Did you hear that? Michelle Obama ancestors taken from here to one of the Carolinas. And Michelle Obama was called Michelle Robinson before she got married to Obama. That was why President Obama came here with their wife. So the day they came through the door, the chiefs of this community unveiled this to welcome Michelle and the 2 children. So this is Akwaba. So you are all welcome. Let's move. Akwaba, welcome. Ekabo, that's the Yoruba. You are tired. You are tired small.
I'll soon join you. I'm actually working at it.
Yes. I just want to end it here. Let's stay right. Yeah.
We're not going to go into those rooms upstairs.
The man said your time is short. If you want to go, we'll go.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. We're in it. That's fine.
All right. Any question before I'll end the lesson with you in brief? I've been talking for about 40-50 minutes, I think. Now, there are some rooms upstairs, but they are empty rooms. Those rooms were residences and offices for the Christians. They live at the top. Our men were down. If you go up now, the breeze is fantastic. But in the dungeon, we were sweating. So they put us down. They were at the top enjoying fresh air. That's the point I'm making. See the windows there? It's a nice place. So finally, any question? I said these were storerooms. So if no questions, don't forget the building is 360 years old. As we are ending finally, ladies and gentlemen. But I give room for questions if you have a question.
I think I'm going to change my say that's a question.
It's not a question.
No. I was just saying the Christians.
It's not a question, but don't you think we should pray for them instead of getting angry with them?
Pray for them.
Pray for them that God will forgive them.
Pray for which people?
The people that took us, yes, that God will forgive them.
No.
Now they are manufacturing more missiles and drones and bombs to kill you. You are talking about pray for them.
Yeah, God will forgive them.
Okay, thank you so much.
So finally, can we finish hard, please? This is the youngest because Elmina is the oldest. The one was built in 1482. It's the oldest and biggest. This one is on a UNESCO heritage site. That was done in 1979. So as we tour the dungeon this afternoon, fellow Africans, and majority are Christians, it ought to be in the everlasting memory of the sufferings of our ancestors. We pray that those who died here should rest in perfect peace. And those who love to return should find their root, especially Africans in the diaspora. And be man never again. And I repeat, never again be given that opportunity to commit such atrocities against his fellow human being on this earth in the name of the Almighty God. Thank you very much.